it's a really annoying hero to play against. You're relatively tanky with your, of course, with your ultimate. Yeah, it's just insanely strong. Burst damage, very, very strong.
And he's the nullifier hero. Klinks will buy it so comfortably. It's so important to play against Ringmaster.
It's not the easiest time here to find, in my opinion, the correct pick, because you need some type of stun or lockdown. Sure, you have like Bristle and Primal, they are mobile, but Klinks, very elusive. Puck as well, you don't have the best grab. Like right now, you need to blink and grab him with a Primal Beast. You're gonna get instantly coiled, roared, bushwhacked, or ET stomped. So I'm not sure if they want to take it here into like some offline pick for Amar that gives you the lockdown. Do you just give him the Bristle, put another guy on Skeeter who can do the blink stun? Because that's why XG banned those heroes. You have no DK, you have no Sven.
Another option is just a carry that builds the Orchid.
Yep.
Those do happen as well. There's also Faceless Void.
Let's see what they get. Baden it is.
บอลโดนคริง
For Falcons, though, they have to make sure that when they make a move, it's a move that is their own kind of identity. It cannot be fixing an XG problem where they're skipping away, playing behind you, because like Kez already mentioned, the elusiveness of Klinks, Puck, and Hoodwink will just pick apart any five-man ball that wants to walk down the lane.
I think normally when you play against heroes that as the game progresses become very problematic, like Puck, because you lack disable, a five-man ball can be very effective, especially if you win your lanes. You just make it so that they don't have a net worth advantage. You end the game before they're too strong. And that's another way to play into these Pucks and these Storms. So if Falcons have a stronger early game, this really works. And Skeeter's Abaddon is one of his comfort heroes. He can also itemize against the Puck. He can just go Radiance, Blink, into Orchid, into Bloodthorn, and that can be their damage plus lockdown.
The thing there is Abaddon still needs those three items to then feel like he can truly win the game. And is that enough time for XG to feel like they come online, to take that one fight, to take the comeback? Because we're expecting Falcons to have the early game tempo. It's how quickly can they do it?
I mean, to me, it's like why we're here in the grand finals. It's both teams. They have what they want. You have Falcons. They're gonna play together. They're gonna tower dive. They're gonna go on you. But actually, I love this Klinks. It's like a very OG counter to the Ench as well. You're gonna go through the gate. Klinks is like very nice at protecting himself. You've got the ET as well. So XG for them, it's about time. For Falcons, can they kind of go one step further from last game? Their lanes were not that good, but if they can have good lanes and go into this mid and early game, I think they should absolutely have the lead here.
Because they are all beefy heroes.
Yes,
here,
like they're gonna go in. If you're Bristol, what do you want? You want a Primal Beast charging, and you want an Abaddon that's helping you. You want a Ringmaster that's coming in with the Wheel of Wonder, saving you, putting you in the box. So for XG, it's about survival, Falcons, speed.
All right, let's see survival versus speed
แสดง
on
ภาพ
the
โซ
main
นที่
stage.
อะไร
And
วะ
also on the main stage, it's Zao8 with Slacks.
Absolutely, ladies and gentlemen, I am here with the director himself. Make some noise! Come on!
鼓掌鼓掌
Game 2 coming. Starts to go down, teams start to get fatigued. I could make a wash your face joke here, but that would be immature, and I would not do that right now. Can you tell me, how are you keeping the energy up? How are you keeping these guys fighting?
在 TI 历史中，败者组打上来的队伍会打比较多场，他绝对没有想说洗把脸的这个梗，但是想问一下你，队伍是如何保持集中力还有体力的呢？
那还是洗把脸吧。
Let's just wash your face.
All right, fantastic. Thank you very much. All right, you picked that Klinks in less than 3 seconds. You know, you have reserve time. You don't have to go that fast. But you guys were confident. Bam! Locked it in. Why was that? Who was making that call to pick it so quickly?
你们选了克林克斯古弓，3秒就选了，犹豫都没有犹豫的，是谁的决定呢？
其实很早的时候就觉得这把古弓特别好发挥，然后到最后一手大家都相信 M1。
So very early on in the draft, we believed Klinks is really good, and we believe in Ame.
Oh, who doesn't, right?
มี
Anybody
บลี
else
ฟอิน
believe in
อามิ
Ame?
ว่ะ
All right. Last question for you here today. So you guys favor that Elder Titan. Only one other team did in this tournament. It was Paravision, so you've proven to be the superior Elder Titan team. Why does this hero work for you guys and nobody else?
我们看你们选了上古巨神大牛蛮多次的，然后本次比赛当中只有另外一支队伍 PV 选了大牛，你们已经证明自己是更好使用大牛的队伍。你觉得为什么你们的队伍会比较成功呢？使用这个英雄？
一个是选手玩的比较好，我觉得 X Nova 的大牛玩的特别好，还有感觉对面根本针对不了我们。
Well, one thing is that the player plays it really well. X-Nova's Elder Titan is amazing, and they just have no way to counter us.
All right, well, we'll see about that. Thank you so much, my friend, for an excellent interview. Thank you as well to Helen, our translator. And we'll throw it to game number 2.
Welcome everybody to game number 2 between Extreme Gaming and Falcons. We heard the words from the director himself talking about X-Nova and that Elder Titan. Now you pointed to this hero. You said it was going to be one of the heroes of the tournament. As time goes on, people are going to remember that this hero is a beast in the late game. You agree with his assessment that X-Nova's Elder Titan is just a tier above the rest?
Oh, absolutely. He's one of the OG players on this hero. He has been playing it for years and years. He has a lot of experience on it. And you need that experience because this hero is all about hitting that stunner Earth Splitter at the exact right moment in the fight. If you mess it up, you're not contributing a whole lot. This is a really nice tool XG has brought out in this series, and one Falcons are going to have to address. They're trying to address it through the laning phase, giving him bad lane matchups, giving him supports that are difficult to interact with, also mid laners that are really mobile. Sometimes the CT can suffer with direct lockdown compared to a lot of other hard stunning supports. That game 1, though, it did not push through, and we saw some big plays coming out from X-Nova, especially with this Hoodwink ET duo. They get it again here in the game 2. Falcons did not deny this combination, so you're going to have that insane spell amp, and you have this puck to play off of it. A lot of long-range artillery coming out from this XG lineup.
It really does go to show how amazing a player X-Nova is he wasn't even originally on this roster. Filling in for Pelosin, he's managed to step up. Of course, he's got a history of synergy with Ame, and there's no doubt about it that he is a top-tier TI caliber player. But it is amazing that Extreme Gaming have managed to fit him into the lineup so effortlessly.
It's up to Falcons to fight back. Down a game, not out of it yet. They want a strong laning phase here, as the panel mentioned. A lot of fast-paced heroes in this Falcons lineup, a lineup that could absolutely just end this game going high ground at that 25-30 minute mark, particularly with this Abaddon pick for Skeeter. I think they had a couple options in that last slot.
Ame into trouble. Falcons, are they going to claim first blood this time? The Quill, not enough, and X-Nova gets the kill on Crit first. You're happy with the trade-off of support for core, but Falcons just get single digits away from first blood.
Mar would have liked that 100 bonus gold there. Won't get it in time, but still happy with the laning prowess that they're asserting. This is looking like a triple lane win for Falcons, exactly what they want with these Enchantress-oriented lineups.
And that's quite a turn from game 1, where we saw very early on. It was Extreme getting the CS advantage in the first couple minutes.
I think a lot of that was that Mars. Like that first pick Mars, I think caught him off guard a little. It set the pace straight out of the gate. XXS had a very fast start on that hero. He was just so far ahead out of that lane phase. The Beast is going to be a little slower here, especially into the Enchantress. Not a fun lane. You can't abuse the boards as strongly. You have to go the Axis build. Abaddon can shield it off. Not a fun lane for this Beast to fight into. And this Bristle can be annoying for the Clinks. It's one of the few melee heroes that can cause you problems because he can chase you down. He can build the stacks up. And Clinks, his tankiness comes online later in the lane, not on those super early levels.
Oh, that damage is building up. X-Nova, he's just going to work right now. Crit gives him the tonic, but it's not enough. Amar still falls. They both get dangerously low. Ame ends up going down in the end, and this dagger lands.
Dodge might go back in.
And X-Nova, he's now going to challenge him. Crit, he's got another dagger coming up, but he still has that whip. X-Nova can challenge him, especially with the healing salve going. This is going to be a decent amount of missed CS. X-Nova shows Crit on the chase.
It's a big mana from XG on this lane. You go all in with that ET, you're committed. You got to get something out of that. That was very close with the Quill stacks building up. XG strike back. Put Ame back in a solid position. Finishes the full Falcon Blade. Malrine doing his usual Primal Beast shenanigans here.
Yes, that is what you can expect from a Primal Beast pickup for Falcons. It almost doesn't matter what the matchup is, just because he can always cut the lanes, cut between them in tier 2 and farm up neutrals at the same time.
It's interesting, they put this deep dire jungle ward, almost expecting these primal rotations through that jungle.
Right.
I don't think it's a move Malrine would have committed to, but just getting vision on him helps you play the map a little bit better. Expecting the shenanigans, perhaps.
Malrine, as a result, is up in both CS and experience, so he might get to that level 6 first. We'll see what commences if Falcons try and make a play off of him into the mid lane, or if we're going to see Malrine make the rotation.
I think you make the rotation this game. I think that's why you can rotate these side lanes super successfully. You can just keep pulling waves. You can be off map for a long time. That move can be difficult to read. and you have some pretty decent side lanes to kill. Going in on this Klinks, going in on the Beastmaster, building momentum for your two side laners could be really nice in this style of game.
That was the first thing I thought when I saw a Klinks pickup into the Primal Beast. I was like, okay, that is a bold move, because this Primal Beast is probably going to be trying to hunt down this Klinks non-stop in the first 20-30 minutes.
It's a great target for Malrine. If you can connect once or twice, it's going to feel great here. Not a lot of defensive options for Ame if he just gets trampled on.
Be a whole lot easier if they could get a power rune, in particular something like an Arcane or Haste rune.
Malrine.
Will it spawn top for Malrine, or will it go bottom for XM? It's an Invis rune for Malrine, so Malrine does get it, but not the biggest power rune in the world in this early game.
I was hoping for something more aggressive there. He'll take it. And he's having a way better start here than he did in that game one. And I think he's on a hero that can just impact the fight a lot more directly. We don't see Ember for a reason, and I think it was odd that Falcons ended up in a position where they were last picking Malrine's hero. Very rare for them in this tournament. If you go back and look at all the games, right, they have been just jamming his hero early. A lot of these mid-melee brawlers. So having this setup probably feels a lot more comfortable for them. They're able to draft accordingly. Lane pressure building up on the safe lane with the Enchantress as X-Nova trying to threaten that Shrine steal, but I think it's way too difficult to man up here.
I like that. He pulls the hard camp too early, so it'll be difficult for Crit to be able to re-pull it at the right time for another stack. This bottom lane, though, is being pressured heavily. They're just going to run over Shinju and set up for the Wisdom Shrine. That's going to be a double for Falcons. They got this last time.
Perfect move from Malrine. At the exact point in this game, you want that mid to get over there, set that kill up, double Wisdom Shrine. Do to XG what they did to you last game with Ame taking it away. And set your supports up for success here. Very fast start for this Falcons lineup.
XM will do what he can to pressure the mid tower, but it's just not the same as, say, a Dragon Knight.
Oh, not even close. I mean, his best tool is to counterplay the Malrine Beast, Primal Beast around the map with the coil. But a move like that's just too fast. There's no ability to react. And you need damage to follow up on your coil to bring him down in this game. He's already up to 1200 HP, 10 armor. Puck cannot kill this hero alone. You need support. Losing Wisdom Shrines means the damage from your support duo is going to come out way later in this game. No Earth Splitter, no Sharpshooter for a long time. More space, more time for Malrine to just rampage around the map. This could be a free tower last hit. There
Secured. Illusion rune for XM, so we're getting a lot of the lesser power runes out of here, which means it's going to be a whole lot more important to get that 10 and 12 minute one for either side. Another same defensive jungle ward there to spot out these aggressive rotations now that they've given up the top tower. Certainly going to see a lot more heroes occupying this space.
You can continue to dodge here, but ultimately you're going to have to find something to get levels on your supports. Just a little bit behind right now, and it's killing your offensive playmaking ability. There's just no threat on these heroes around the map. I mean, this Enchantress is already almost 6.5. Raindrop, full wand, Sister Shroud, untouchable, 2 points in the heal. He's already unkillable. We saw Snake King become a nuisance late game. He's kind of already there. No one's bringing him down. It's in theory going to be Ame again later on a hero that can bring the Enchantress down, similar to that Ursa. But that's a long ways away, so the King can play very aggressive in this early game.
Stomp on Amar. The Puck is making his way over here. So they can just hold him here long enough that the Puck arrives. And or he jumps in, hits the coil. And they finish him off. XM going to be slowed down and feared by Crit. Good response from Falcons. Pushes XM away. The play just didn't really come together quite at the same time. The Puck just too far away to take advantage of the early bushwhack.
That almost felt like the play call was, let's just kick this guy out.
Yeah.
We know we can't really kill him, but we'll get him low. We'll kick him out. It'll free up some space for the Klinks. These strength cores are going to be a nuisance to bring down this game. Back to Falcons MO, right? Spam the triple strength core, build the EHP up, get a pipe behind him, get some auras. It's going to be an insane amount of tank ability. Yeah, that's not happening either. And this is the aggressiveness that Snake can play with for the first 20 minutes here. He's totally invincible. Just run on XG side of the map, give vision, steal camps, threaten the pokes behind the tier 1s, get the wards in deep places that are going to set up further plays for your team. This is all information that Malrine can play off of. It's all power runes that are automatically being secured from him just off the presence of this Enchantress that nobody wants to deal with right now.
Xnova, he's a bit surrounded here. The daggers into the viscous nasal goo, okay. And he can't TP out either because Crit is ready to stop that one, so his life is kind of forfeit here. There's that fear. And Falcons up 2,000 net worth. This is looking way more like a Falcons game. They get an advantage off the laning phase. Now they're going to start building that, and they're going to bully you with that net worth advantage with their strength heroes. I mean, they're already tough to kill, but you get a net worth advantage on top of that. Overwhelming.
This is what they wanted to happen in game 1. They're getting it in game 2, so now they get a chance to play their style of Dota against XG. Up 3K now, so much of that on this Bristleback. If ATF is the most farmed hero in the game, I think your chance to win it goes up considerably. This is this man in his element. He is the best in the world at playing this carry style off lane. He is in prime position to do just that. Going first item Lotus, going to be a little early tank ability and utility here. Great scaling against the Beastmaster Roars. You're almost always going to want it at some point in the game. Of course, you get a little regen to boost up your farm speed. And XG still looking for the support ults here, man. It's just been mega delayed.
Yeah, without that, they simply do not have a way to stop this Bristleback from farming right in front of their tier 2. They need Xinqiu badly to get to his 6 and get the sharpshooter for the extra bit of burst of damage, for the break mechanic. There's so many things that it provides. Same goes with the Elder Titan, right? The biggest damage spell he has is that Earth Splitter. The fact that their Wisdom Shrines got taken away from them is causing them more and more problems.
They're also, again, going straight Helm on this Hoodwink, potentially for Xinqiu. They have a Helm on the Beast. They do have some split push stall mechanisms, right? If you can get these items up, start pushing the lanes into Falcons, make these immobile cores show on parts of the map they don't want to, that could be a way to slow this game down and just get to some more scaling on your tri-core here. Especially if you can defend this tier 1 mid. Biggest pressure point on the map right now, tier 1 mid for XG. Can you keep this tower alive, protect Ancients for XXS, protect the upper jungle area for Ame as Amar starts to assert his advantage. He finishes this Lotus, you might see that smoke towards mid, especially with the Primal Beast blink.
Have you ever seen a Helm Dom creep on a Skeleton Warrior?
I don't think I have. It's not the
Big
strongest
Brother
boy.
Skeleton, man.
It's going ham. Okay, never mind.
Yeah, not the best play considering it does time out. XXS will need a few more seconds to grab another one, but fortunately because of his double Sage's Mass, he just doesn't seem to run out of mana, so he's just throwing wild axes around non-stop. So despite Falcons getting that early advantage, it does seem like Extreme are prepared for this kind of grind. They're just playing very efficient jungle right now.
But are you prepared for Arcane Rune Blink Primal Beast smoking at you on the map?
I'm not sure if anybody is prepared for that much.
I mean, this is where Maureen can break the game open. If he finds a couple big core kills.
Backs away, but they know where he's going. He's headed to farm some neutrals. Just outside. He just used an orb. Perfect timing. Get the grab on him. While the orb is done, chain up the disables, push him into the wheel.
Nice connection, perfectly
โดน
executed.
ล็อก
That's
ภา
an
พตลอด
Arcane
เล
Rune,
ย
so all your cooldowns coming up again in 20 seconds here. We could see another fast play come out from Maureen on the map.
I think the funniest part about that is that play is disguised by the fact that the Enchantress is hitting your mid-tier 2, or tier 1. So they're not sure if there's a smoke play behind the Enchantress where somebody shows they're going to get jumped, or if they're actually smoking around the map variously.
I mean, look at Snaking. He's once again just posting up solo in this triangle, daring XG to come kill him. Knows there is no response.
And apparently Skeeter's going to do the exact same thing. A push to X, but a Hurricane to push him back into the shrine. Crazy little micro plays going on. Snake King slowed down by XM, but it doesn't matter. They simply just do not have the damage anywhere on Extreme. They have to land a stomp and then follow through with all the setup that they've got.
There's the Bristle rotation to mid ATF. He gets it for free here. All the attention drawn to another lost Wisdom Shrine. The XP difference in this game is insane. We are already up to 7 levels, 27% at 14 minutes. What is that?
This is
disgusting.
This is turning into a very one-sided affair.
But you're about to have both these Radiant supports the same level as
จี้อยู่
your hard carry on the side of XG. That is not good news for the team fight. XG, it's almost getting to the point where you are desperate for any sort of kill just to gain some momentum in this game. Trying to find it with XM on mid, but this is not the man.
Not even close. Not even close.
This is the last person on this map you should be going into right now. He is the hardest to kill for the gain you're getting, which is extremely minimal. Snaking just controlling so much of this mid area. XG getting frustrated with it. Just got to play for your Beastmaster Ags, Deso on Ame, and try and go with that damage.
Yeah, maybe a little bit later on, Ame, he'll be able to take the Enchantress off the table at the start of these fights, whether it's, you know, through the break into actually attacking the Enchantress or through the Shard later on where you could bypass that untouchable. But for now, it's simply not a solution. And as a result, Falcons, they've got full control of this game. They're just running around, picking off heroes. Extreme are fighting for scraps. They little guerrilla warfare. They're hitting these camps variously and hitting the mid lane and just running away as soon as they can.
They have heroes that can solo show on waves, and there's not much you can do about it. The Enchantress is one, but also this Skeeter Abaddon, he has just been chilling out here the whole time. Nobody can force him off this wave. Absolute free farm. The Radiance is done. He's going into the Manta. He will give you the lane shove because of how aggressively he can show. XG need to assert some sort of threat on the map right now to regain control. It probably starts with the puck into the support ultimates. Looking now bottom, but again, this is another tough target to go into with this Abaddon. You cannot prevent the ult going off here. And that buys a lot of time for Falcons to support him off of the tier 1 that is still standing. All 3 towers available. In fact, this tower is basically 100% HP down here.
When you make this sort of play, the slower it is, the worse it gets. Mid tier 2 is being pushed. Top tier 2 is being pushed. Nobody on Extreme is showing except for Ame. And I think Skeeter and Maureen, they've made a read of this. They know they're going to go for Skeeter. And this is going to go real bad, potentially. They get the grab, and already the squirrel is gone. And the Abaddon is back up to full HP. Extreme Gaming make their first big move of the game, and they're going to lose 3 heroes and get absolutely nothing in return.
And a double kill for Maureen, 5-0. This is basically going to finish up that BKB. This has been clinical control of the map from Falcons. This is what they're known for. This is their style at Dota. They just give you nothing. They present an unkillable sight across the map. You want to go on this Bristle? Be my guest. You want to go on Enchantress? Good luck. Go on the Abaddon? The play's too easy to read.
Why is this game 2 so much different than game 1? Because last time, Ame was just able to play his own game and has nothing really to do with carries, right? Extreme were able to run around as 4 and do a lot.
I think it's the Wisdom Shrine difference, right?
Yeah.
Supports for Extreme got their ults faster, were able to make more plays off it. They had a faster hero in the offlane to enable it in the Mars versus the Beast. That just sets everything up way better. The laning phase went better for them. Here, Falcons, they got the better of the laning phase. They got all the shrines. Their supports were able to assert dominance around the map a little quicker. And all these small things add up immensely in the highest pressure situation. The map can close real fast on you.
It feels kind of weird because we have seen this trend where these games are going so late. Teams are adjusting and trying to make sure that they have scale in their squad. But it seems like this matchup, it's going to be both about scale and laning phase.
You can't ignore it. And it's a trap. Like, you want to play for the scale because that's what's going to make you feel comfortable, especially in a grand final. But you risk getting run over. You are going to sacrifice some of your laning. You're going to sacrifice some of your ability to fight back around these tier 1s. And Falcons are not a team that's afraid of taking advantage of that.
Oh yeah, they're just going to do Roshan right in front of your face. And Extreme,
no response.
I don't think there is, yeah. I think that the most you have is the Spirit going in, slowing him down every once in a while. And every single time he does, it comes at a risk. He might get found by Maureen at some point.
Items are just way too fast here. I mean, BKB done on Primal Crimson for ATF on this Bristle. That is a debilitating item for Ame this early in the game. Yeah, you have the Deso to kind of punch through with some minus armor, but this Clinks is not dealing big DPS like Marissa or Sven. He needs more right clicks to get the job done, and this Crimson is just going to completely take you out of the fight.
Yeah. Now we're going to see some of this classic Ame and Yatoro Clinks where once they pick up the shard, they're going to start bursting down waves and then disappearing off the map. So it will start to become harder and harder for Falcons to maintain control, to keep Extreme locked on their side of the map, to keep them down in net worth.
We are seeing it flatline a little bit. I mean, they got a lot of this bottom half of the map back in their control. Got to start ratting it out of it. No way you can take a head-on fight right now. Xnova looking to steal this. He's set up here with a ward.
I don't even know how he would do that with Elder Titan of all heroes.
I mean, we got to pause right as the Spirit hits. if I'm Crit, I'm like, yo, where the hell is the spirit coming from right now?
Yeah.
Maybe they just don't care, though. That's a nice little shard for the Ringmaster.
Do you think they buy an early gem? You just start looking around. I mean, anything to take wards off and find the Clinks as Ame's moving around. I feel like that's the only thing that really can stall out the game for Falcons, stall out their progression.
I could see early gem in this game, particularly because you have cores you can give it to that are invincible.
Yeah.
I mean, the Enchantress can always hold it, but if you want to put it on the front line with the Bristol or the Abaddon, maybe even the Primal, they're such an indomitable threat right now. There's no risk of losing this gem in your mind. I would love an early gem here. Take the vision control like we saw XG do in game 1. Choke them out on the map, threaten the Clinks even more in the team fights. You just aren't going to be able to get those good angles.
And what's the timing here for Extreme to actually, you know, take a team fight? Is that 10 minutes, 20 minutes, 30 minutes from now? How long do they have to stall this game before they can finally fight?
I mean, honestly, at this point, if you're not losing a net worth advantage, in other words, if you are trading farm evenly on the map, you do that for as long as possible.
Okay.
Like, I don't think there is a clear point. It's just we need to stall this game, use the DOMs, get to a point where we can start to threaten cores in this game, because that's your biggest problem. And that's going to require a lot of damage.
We didn't do much to interrupt the Tormentor, but he did leave Falcons on a little merry chase. And then after that, his ward spotted out this smoke. So they go through the gate, they try and chase after these heroes, but Extreme are all vacating the area. They're not going to be caught in this. Well, maybe their Helmet Dom creep will. But even Jin-Q, yep, breaking more smokes, playing underneath the Watcher. Very smart.
You cannot lose Double Shrine again in this game. Ame needs to get this one.
Okay, maybe that was sticking around for too long there.
มีไปโล
He
แล้ว
already broke the smoke, but Jin-Q, cheeky as always, was trying to play inside the trees. Does get found. That is the advantage of the Primal Beast. He can cut through these trees anytime he wants to.
Very nice hero to find these rat around the map. Even scaring XM off this mid. Just so hard to get the lane control. This will pick up though. I mean, you have an incredible lineup to split the lanes up right. Between the Puck and the Clinks, very elusive, very hard to catch here. Even Hoodwink can contribute a little bit, especially if he goes to Helmet Dom build. There's some decent hope if you're XG to just stall this game out and not let that lead build.
And Amar takes some tier 2s. You take that tier 2, you take the outpost, more and more map control.
เปิดเตะกดซะบ้างนะเฮ้ย
And you almost wonder, like, would Falcons be strong enough to just hit high ground and say, you know, you have to fight us?
I think Amar is strong enough, honestly.
Yeah, well, we saw he wasn't scared of the high ground whatsoever. Farmed the creep wave underneath the tier 3, joins his team to the mid tier 2.
The thing is, Falcons can absolutely go high ground. They've built all the early utility. You have sustain from Enchantress. You have shields from Abaddon. I think they will make this play. And that is the downside for the rat action from Extreme. You're not going to have time to see this style through. You can keep farming the side lanes. Puck and Beast are on the edges of the
บ้าน
map.
แตก
Your base is dying. You have to take this fight.
Somebody's got to kill this mid wave. And then somebody's got to cut the next wave.
No one's in position to do that.
No. So then the other option is you either concede this mid lane of barracks at 22 minutes, or you actually play to fight.
Falcons got what they wanted. Everybody back to the base. Except for this XXS Beastmaster stayed out. They will try and hunt him, clear him out of the map.
Yeah, he's getting so close to BKB, and that would be a really big upgrade to their team fight potential.
He's going to run into Crit. Try and roar and kill him here?
Yeah, Maureen, he's going to jump in, and he gets grabbed on XXS. No roar goes out just yet. The roar's still available, though. XXS, he can throw it out now, and he'll TP away. The whip is going to be there in time. The TP,
อีกทีแล้วเนี่ย
ill-advised for XXS. He tries to chase down Crit, but it just will not work for him. Kited out by the constant daggers. Meanwhile, Lamar still hitting your tier 3s. He's chipped it away just a bit more, and now that there's no Beastmaster, it feels like the gates are wide open.
They're trying to stall his damage, but he has just planted himself here. Truly invincible on this front line. Still 20 seconds for that Aegis. The early itemization gives him so much tank ability at this point in the game before the late game Clink scaling comes online.
And there's the gem at 24 minutes. Staking buys one. We'll see if he passes it off to somebody else or if he holds on to it.
I mean, take your pick.
The Aegis does expire, so Falcons, they won't get a lane of barracks out of this Aegis. Likely to wait out for the second one. That has been Falcons' MO. When they get in a lead like this, we saw it in the road to TI. I mean, they are willing to just build up an absurd net worth lead. Doesn't always work out for them, but it usually does.
I think this will be a little bit of a difficult game to do that if you just play the map straight up. If you're constantly forcing XG to respond to something, either high ground or Roshan, Torment, or whatever it is, that's what's going to build you the lead. But you haven't seen them catching the big cores on the sides of the map. The Bristle's not equipped to do it, the Abaddon's not equipped to do it, so you're really relying on the Primal Beast, and he also has to keep his farm up to continue scaling here. It's just very difficult to catch the puck and the Clinks out on the sides.
We get to BKB on the Beastmaster. We get to Nullifier. That's going to be the item choice for Ame. The panel brought this item up as a crucial item in a matchup against some of these Falcons heroes. Does that change the narrative a little bit?
You remove the escape act presence. You remove a lot of the buffs that are going out on these heroes. Does let you more confidently single target focus a hero down with Nullifier plus Primal or connecting on somebody.
I mean, you stop the save, but can you threaten the hero in the first place is my question, I guess.
Well, that was actually close. I mean, if you can't threaten him, then the team fight's just out the window anyway, right? So you have to believe you have enough single target DPS, and this will set you up to convert that single target DPS into a guaranteed kill. I think it is the correct idea here. There's always going back to X-Nova here on the ET as well, right? Like, if you need damage, this is the hero that can give it to you.
Yes.
Now, BKBs can be annoying. It's blocking out a lot of your aura. You know, you're going to have to get through the Abaddon life. You're not probably going on the Enchantress, but some of these other heroes, you throw that Earth Splitter and you amp them up. You get on top of them with everybody. Sharpshooter through, break the Bristle. Interactions like this, you can bring a target down in this game and open up that fight. Refresher already done on Malrine. He loves this rush Refresher build.
Yeah.
A bit tight on the mana, but if you're getting every power rune, you got a couple Arcane Boots behind you, it absolutely can work in the fight.
And Extreme Gaming, they bought their own gem, and we're thinking about their own push outside of the base. Maybe to catch Falcons unawares, but Falcons, they're already kind of grouped up. They're playing off the smoke of their own and clearing through vision and getting some very good high ground vision themselves. Running into the Beastmaster. You see him at a distance. XXS making a break for the base. His Hawk will take the dagger, but his body will get grabbed. Malrine starts things off, forcing XXS to use the BKB. There goes the tree cut. That's going to be a constant annoyance. Not only is the Hoodwink going to be hunted down inside of the trees, but this trample cuts trees down, so we can't really rely on the Acorn shot to plant a tree and play off of that Bushwhack.
Very few reliable stunts to play with this game outside of that roar. And of course, there's Skeeter on a bat. You just run in, shield whoever you go on. Have a good day. Now I'm hitting your base. All the ults were used. What do you have left in the tank? No Nullifier yet for Ame. No BKB for XXS. He was your strongest team fighter. And a lot of his net worth got taken off that little gank up top. So this is just a free lane for Falcon.
Yeah, this is looking like a real sad way to lose one of your games in this TI Grand Final.
Or a very comfortable way to win it.
That is also true. Falcons, everything is going to be undone if they can close out this game from that Game 1's mistakes. You're sort of going to feel like you have a potent draft advantage from this sort of situation if Extreme haven't managed to answer it here. Oh, good initiation from Malrine. Almost caught XM. They could have chained that with crit and the whip. Would have been beautiful, but hey, there's going to be plenty more opportunities like that. You do not have to rush things too much here.
XM did get to Lincoln's. Is worth pointing out here in case you commit some big spell on him. Just
sure.
A little defensive capability. I mean, there's already an Orchid for Skeeter. He's immediately trying to answer it, put more threat onto this puck, and there's your ticket high ground. Second Roshan available for Falcons. They will instantly clean it up. This will prompt the smoke from XG. They feel like they have a better shot contesting this than taking that high ground fight against the Aegis. Scan goes out. Falcons leave the pit.
Ame's also about as strong as you can ask him to be at this point in time. Yes. Level 18, Nullifier done. If they can't make it work now, then you may just have to accept that this is a GG call. Both teams aware of the positioning.
That's not the guy you want.
They try and go for the Nullifier, but the grab, no, the roar. It's going to stop him. Ame gets a bit of distance, and the Earth Splitter does good damage. Malrain kind of has to retreat here. As tanky as he is, he backs away. Now chasing after the Hoodwink, doesn't get that either. And they got the ultimate out of the Skater Abaddon. This is going pretty well for Extreme. And now with the break, they go after the Abaddon. Escape back to help protect him. No nullifier back up for Extreme just yet. Malrain with the refresh, though. Goes back in with a BKB and a second round. No roar to protect him this time. And Skater on top of him. What a bushwhack, but
โอ้ย
Ame simply
ขาด
can't
ดาเมจ
the
ดิเชี่ยแม่งไม่มีดาเมจเลยอ่ะ
They are just too big and too bad.
เบา
That felt
มา
like a
ก
fight where XG executed it absolutely to the limit. You couldn't ask for more. They popped so much early, and they will end up losing basically everybody. Just too much sustain, too much tankiness in this lineup. They are too far ahead off the lanes, and that is likely going to secure Falcons' game to win. And if it does, in your XG, you're going to have to make some big adjustments going into game 3, because this was the kind of pace and laning phase you were trying to avoid in this series. This is one of your weaknesses this tournament. You cannot give this team this kind of start. They just completely run away with it.
Relatively low death timers because we're just so early into the game. It's only 30 minutes in, and Falcons are threatening a second lane of barracks. 14 seconds seems a bit too long to protect this one. Extreme will have to hold out on that third lane. Protect against Megas, but Falcons, they can take this, they can back out. Roshan is open for the taking now.
You also just finished up pipe on Enchantress, limiting that ET presence, limiting that Hoodwink magical burst damage.
Yeah, this is looking like just disgusting Falcon setup that made them so dominant in the previous year's regular season.
Just max the early EHP across the board. Damage test your enemies. And if they fail, the game just ends.
A scan reads what's coming from Extreme. A desperate 5-man smoke to get to the pit in time. But Falcons, ever patient, will back away from the Roshan pit and force Extreme into this uncomfortable position where they watch as the mid lane and the bottom lane push into their base. They want to contest Roshan, but how long can they just hold this position to do so?
They cannot hold it forever. Meanwhile, Falcons, they will sit on this hill until something happens. They are in no rush right now. They know they have this significant 5-on-5 advantage. They have the auras in this early game. They have the tanky frontliners that XG have to jump. Just put ATF on the front line and dare XG to jump him.
Extreme definitely going to be put to the test of that bend, don't break style. Practically doubled over.
Oh, Ame, he wanted that
Ame, he's
damage.
just going to go for it. He plays right to the middle of them. And Ame's just going to
ไป
keep
รอ
on
ดู
running.
ดีกว่าว่าแม่ง
XM hoping to protect him here. Now there is the roar stopping out
ไม่ไหว
Malrain,
นะ
but
ม่
look
วง
at the
เกิน
Enchantress
เกม
threatening
ไม่
Ame.
40 นาที
He's
บว
running
กอั
away
พตลอด
from
เลย
a 5 position who gets saved by the escape back plus the Phonic shield. They've got so many things to bail each other out. As many spells as Extreme can land, as many hits as Ame can do, it just doesn't even make a dent in the
ตอนแร
Falcons'
ก
armor.
กะคิดว่าไหว
Too much
นะ
sustain.
ง่วงนอนดูดี
Way
กว่า
too
นั่ง
much
ดูไม่เหนื่อย
sustain for
ว่ะ
this lineup to punch through this early into the game. I'm sure they dealt like 6, 7, 8k
มัน
damage
จะเกิด
there.
แล้วเนี่ยทำไงวะ
And what did
ทำ
you
ไงช
threaten?
นะวะ
Half the Enchantress' HP pool?
The sad part is it's just getting worse and worse. They might be dealing more damage, but they're dealing a less when it comes to the percentage of Falcons' HP pools. It just looks like they are tankier than ever.
น่าชิบหาย
Sages could be a killing blow
มี
in this
ยิง
game.
ไม่ได้เลยยิงไม่เตะ
Ame, he
ยิง
picked
ไม่
up
เข้าเลย
a Chrysalis, but I mean, it feels like you need a Daedalus and another item to even come close, but
Need a Divine Rapier at this point.
yeah, he's cutting waves best he can. Amar playing totally isolated because he can, because even if they could kill him once, he's the one with the Aegis, and by the time they threaten him a second time, feels like his team will probably be able to make the move to support.
ดัดเลน
I mean, I
สู้ใหญ่
love
เล
they
ย
gave
เว้ย
him
เม
Aegis
กู
here twice, right? Like, just let him go ham on the front line. He has the scene read. He's going to deal a crap ton of physical damage. He can threaten the tower, and then all you have to do is worry about shielding the Primal Beast if he gets jumped. And that's it, right? There is no threat to the lineup other than that.
Yeah, you don't have to put the Abaddon on the front lines and play that weird game where it's like, oh, they got borrowed time out of us. Now we have to reset a little bit. No, just let the Bristleback do his thing, man.
And there's Enchantress passing a core. I feel like we would see it at some point in this series with how well Snake King plays the hero.
Quite sad for XXS, who has had a wonderful tournament. But this is a rough game for Extreme Gaming as a whole, and that final push is going to be coming their way. 3.5 minutes to take one lane of barracks. Falcons. This looks free. I mean, how does Extreme, can you even come up with a scenario where they actually win this team fight?
Yeah, 5-man coil, 5-man bushwhack, land an ET stomp on top, Earth Splitter goes through, you amp it up on everybody. ATF disconnects. It's definitely doable here.
Okay.
Excellent.
Well, if the Elder Titan isn't alive, now what do you give the chances of that happening?
A lot lower.
He does have buyback, and that is certainly what Extreme are going to have to play off of. Lots of buybacks, as many as they can get. The Beastmaster and the Hoodwink with the other two to have it. Maureen just trying to make Extreme Gaming flinch at this point.
There's the banner drop. Let's get whittled down quite a bit, actually.
XM is trying. Whittling it down won't cut it, though. Extreme, they're going to need to do a whole lot more because the damage that Amar is doing right now, it's about to become permanent. You can't handle Megas this early into the game.
No shot. You have to take the fight here. Have to find some sort of crazy jump.
Trying to wear him down. Shin-Q finally does take away that banner, but who cares about the creeps? Amar, he is more than enough. He doesn't need creeps behind him. The buildings are almost gone, and Extreme have yet to make a move. They're just going to concede this to Megas.
There's no move to make. There is no target to jump. You see a Bristle with Aegis, you see an Enchantress you can't kill, and there's an Abaddon sitting behind everybody. The move just does not exist in this game.
And I feel like it's almost insulting. Amar's just gone back for a 36-minute blade mail.
Why not? That's it. I don't know. I mean, is there even any damage going into him to reflect at this point?
I guess he's saying at some point in time, this Ame Clinks will have to try and all in him. And if he does, he'll have the blade mail to respond.
ดับทองมาละว่า
You just get the Shivas up on Maureen here and go for that
ก็
game
ตัว
ending
อ่อน
push.
เกิน
You're
เอา
not
ดับ
going
ท
to
อง
need
มาทำ
anything
ไม
past that.
What do you even talk about if you're Extreme? You're sure you're holding on to the game, but you all know that you've lost it. You're just talking about plans for the next one?
Oh yeah, absolutely. Adjustments. What went wrong here? Got to plan something out to deal with these heroes, right? And it was going to be an issue in this series. Like, the tempo Falcons can set the laning phase they have is a lot stronger than what XG have shown. They get the upper hand. It's scary. You can rat it out. You can stall that game. We've seen XG do a tremendous job at coming back from these situations. This game is just impenetrable.
The Aegis Bristleback is already here, and the Shiva's Primal Beast is now behind him. So 40 seconds.
All right,
to get Extreme to respond. Here comes that all-in attempt onto the Aegis hero. Can't even kill him the once. Maybe with a stomp. No Earth Splitter yet. They gotta wear through this first life before they use big spells like the Earth Splitter. But the tier 4s are dropping pretty fast here. There goes the Shivas. Maureen tries to make his jump out the grab onto the Beastmaster. Can they blow him up? Or is the Primal Beast the one in trouble? He reframes Earth Splitter to actually interrupts him. That world set. Whoa, look at that. He goes right to the middle of them, and Maureen takes 3 down with ease. Falcons go into the Extreme Gaming base. And Extreme, they fight out to pretty much the bitter end, but they will call it quits, and we have a tie series now. The TI Grand Finals.
It has been some time without a 3-0, but we will get it here at the minimum. And this should be quite the entertaining series because you have to expect that XG are going to make some adjustments going into the next game.